everyone, and welcome back to Faith and Flower. If you're new here, my name is Robin, and in today's video, I'm going to give you a little update on how my gray hair transition is going. So it has been 4 months since I last dyed my hair, and I have to say things are going pretty well. Part of that is due to it just being a great time to do this because a lot of women are embracing this idea of ditching the dye and just going natural, letting your hair grow out, not having to worry about dyeing it each month to cover up the gray roots or, you know, your natural hair color. And it just is so freeing to do this. And I just want to encourage you, if you've been thinking about it for a while or if you're already in the process, and of course, if you've already been through this process, I would love to hear from you in the comments. It's so encouraging to other women to hear how you stuck it out and how happy you are with your beautiful, natural gray hair. So today I want to give you an update on how my hair is going, and also I'll have some pictures of my sister because she's going through this process too, and her hair is darker than mine, a different style, a different look, and she also has a little bit more gray going on. So I know a lot of you are encouraged by seeing her pictures, and I'll put those up for you guys to see. But also I wanted to give you some tips and some encouragement for going through this process because I'm going through it and I have found encouragement from so many other women, and I just want to share what I've learned in my own experience with you. The first thing that I found when I made this decision, and I'll back up just a little bit to tell you that I have been through this process once before. I let my hair grow completely out. I liked it. I was really happy with it. And then kind of in a weak moment, I decided to re-dye my hair. And it wasn't necessarily a sudden decision. I did contemplate it a little bit. I talked about it with my husband, and then I planned to do it. But this go round, I decided that I didn't want to have any dye in the house, because I used to order my dye online and I'd have it on hand, and I knew that if I kept some extra around and I had a weak moment, you know, just a series of bad hair days, which happens to all of us, I might make a decision that is very permanent and that I would regret, because let's face it, it takes a long time to get through this process and we don't want to make any rash decisions. So I would just encourage you to either use up the hair dye that you already have before you start this process, or if you've already made the commitment, to just go ahead and get rid of those things. One thing that will really help you is a product like this. And I used to order my color from eSalon, so that's why I have this particular brand, but there are lots of over-the-counter brands that you can get. And this particular one is called Camo Mist. It's basically just hair color in spray form. And I know you guys have seen this product. I like this one because it matched the color that I was dyeing my hair, so it's a really good fit. But like I said, they're very easy to find online or at your local grocery store or drugstore. I just like having this on hand because I know if I have a special occasion to go to or a special event, that this will help me hide any areas that I'm not happy with. And I have to say, I've hardly ever used it because I'm pretty happy with the way things are going. And like I said, this seems to be a pretty common thing happening right now. There's a lot of women that are doing this, and so people are pretty familiar with it. You don't have to feel embarrassed or ashamed that you're letting your gray grow out. In fact, when people ask me about it, they're pretty interested in it and not in any negative way. So that's one tip, is to have something like this on hand, and it will help you avoid making a permanent decision or semi-permanent decision to go ahead and dye your hair and make you start from square one again when you weren't really wanting to do that. And I know I've been there and I've done that. The next thing that really helps me in this process is keeping my hair healthy. And I have very fine hair, and it's always been important for me to keep it conditioned, but not over conditioned, because that can make it very heavy and flat. But my gray hair that's coming in is a very different texture. It's coarser and it's a little more wiry and has a mind of its own. So I do need to keep that conditioned, and it's been a little bit tricky. But I've tried some different products and I'll share those with you to help you if you have a similar situation. But I think no matter what type of texture that you have in your hair, keeping your hair healthy as it grows out will make you feel better about your hair. So I have 3 basic tips for keeping your hair healthy. And I think that's so important when you're growing it out, because if your hair is healthy, you're gonna be happier with this process. My first tip is to stretch out the time that you wash your hair. So when I was younger, I usually washed my hair every day, and then I stretched it to every other day. And lately I've been trying to go 3 days before I wash my hair. And I know that's a little bit difficult, especially in the heat of summer, but I have found that it's really helping me keep my hair much healthier. And there's a few things that you can do to make that a little bit easier. Now, first of all is using some dry hairspray. And this is a really common one that you guys are probably really familiar with. It's super popular. Let's see if I can, it's the Batiste. And I like getting it in this original formula because it sprays on white and you just work it into your hair a little bit like shampoo. And then I usually just brush it and, you know, turn my head upside down and work it in really good. It gives you some extra body and some extra oomph. And I have very fine hair, so I need that to give it more body. And that's why I used to wash my hair more often. So this is what really helps. The second thing that you can do to really keep your hair looking healthy is to avoid using heating tools as much as possible. So one thing that I try to do is to let my hair dry naturally. Sometimes I'm in a rush in the morning and that's really not possible, but I do try to, you know, wash my hair first thing in the morning and then do a few other things, put on my makeup, have breakfast, do whatever needs to be done, and save that till last so that the time I'm using the blow dryer is reduced. And because I like to curl my hair, I usually just curl it on that first day. So I'll curl it and style it the way I like it. And then the next day, I just kind of deal with the leftover curl that's there. I use the dry shampoo. And then usually on that third day, I'll wear it up in a ponytail or in a bun to extend the time in between. And I found that these things are really helping me keep my hair healthy. And then the third thing I want to talk about is on those times when you really do need to use your heating tools, when you need to blow dry, use a curling iron or a flat iron, make sure that you're using a really good heat protector. My hair texture may not be the same as yours, so you might have to play around with some different products. So this, I think, has been working great for the combination hair that I have. It's by Kenra, and it's their blow dry spray. It also does reduce the time that it takes to blow dry your hair, which is a bonus, but a little goes a very long way. I've had this bottle for quite some time. It seems a little pricey, but because it lasts, I think it's a really good bargain. And I just give probably maybe 4 sprays on the ends, you know, of all my hair. And then I work it in a little bit and then either blow dry or use my curling iron. I found that this is doing a great job of keeping my hair healthy. And because my hair is healthy, I'm happier with it. It just looks better as it's growing out. One of the problems with growing out the dyed hair is that it's not getting that refreshment that it gets every month when you are putting the dye on it. You're giving it a color refresh, but I also found that my hair oftentimes felt very healthy after I dyed it. And so I'm not getting that, you know, constant sort of rejuvenation. And so doing these things is really helping to combat, you know, the dryness and the dullness. There's a couple of products that I'm using to wash my hair that I feel like are really helping in that department. And I shared this with you guys in my previous video. I'm still using these 2 products and love them. It's the Redken Color Extend Gradient. And these are basically the purple shampoos that you keep hearing about. I think that they serve 2 purposes for me. They're keeping the gray that's growing in very bright and white and silvery instead of, you know, dull and yellow. And they're also combating the brassiness, because as my hair grows out and I'm in the sun more in the summertime, it is getting a lot more brassy. And this really isn't even the color that I was dyeing it anymore. It's gotten a lot more golden, a lot lighter. And so this is keeping that looking a little bit better. And so therefore I'm happier with it. Besides the purple shampoo, I feel that it's really important to use a clarifying shampoo. And I've heard a lot of other YouTubers and people who are going through this process talk about this, and I really believe that it's true. And I found one, it's by Aveeno. It's their apple cider vinegar blend shampoo. It's the Clarify and Shine. And this shampoo is very gentle and it is mostly natural. And I find that it's doing a really good job of helping me get rid of the buildup from the mousse, from the dry shampoo and the heat protector. Those things, when they build up in your hair, can cause it to be dull, and for me with the fine hair, can really weigh my hair down. I think it also allows the purple shampoos to work better as well. So I recommend doing that. I've been really happy using those products. Also, you know, of course, keeping your hair in good condition is super important, and finding a good conditioner is really key. I heard about this one on another YouTuber's channel. It's by John Frieda, and it's their Sheer Blonde Color Renew Tone Correcting Conditioner. It is a purple conditioner, but it's very, very light. I find that the conditioner works super well in my hair. It doesn't weigh my hair down, but it is, you know, great at getting the tangles out. It feels very soft afterwards. I think it also helps to combat that brassiness in between using the purple shampoo, because it's supposed to brighten blonde hair. So I think that's working, and I definitely recommend this. I hope that you guys found these tips helpful. I hope you find it encouraging to hear from someone who's going through this process right now, especially if you're contemplating taking those first steps, or maybe you're in the middle of it yourself. And I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below. Like I said, especially if you've already done this, other women would love to hear your encouraging stories of how you went through it and how happy you are with your natural gray hair. I know I'm so looking forward to not worrying about, you know, dyeing my hair and if the roots are showing and all of that. I already feel so much better after just 4 months of not being on that schedule of having to dye my hair. It takes so much time. It can be very expensive, especially if you're going to a salon. And so having the money savings and the time savings has been huge for me. So if you found this video encouraging, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, I would love to have you be a subscriber and become a part of this community. I have a variety of different subjects that I cover on this channel, and I'd love you to check those things out. So thank you guys so much for watching today, and I'll see you in the next video.